Mrs. Puff, you're not slick. I'm on to you. Now, if you watched SpongeBob SquarePants before, you know about his boating teacher, Mrs. Puff, the owner of the only boating school in the Bikini Bottom. And we all know SpongeBob is the root to Mrs. Puff's craziness. Or is he? What if I told you I know what happened to Mr. Puff and it's right in front of your eyes? What if I told you I know the ugly truth about Mrs. Puff? Because it's not until this season 2 episode named Krusty Love, someone asks what happened to Mr. Puff. SpongeBob would tell Mr. Krabs that Mrs. Puff is single, and Mr. Krabs would ask what happened to Mr. Puff. And the next scene would show this. This is telling us that Mr. Puff was turned into a light bulb, but how and why? And that's when I realized, remember that episode where SpongeBob and Patrick were at boating school and they had to wash the class pet, which was an egg, and the light bulb went out? And Patrick went to go replace the light bulb before the egg died from coldness? Why was there a whole room dedicated to only light bulbs? Mrs. Puff, why were there so many light bulbs in this one room? Why is Mrs. Puff hoarding light bulbs? Well, that's easy. Mrs. Puff sells light bulbs, and most likely sold her husband as a light bulb. Let's think about it for a sec. Why else does Mrs. Puff have a history of being in jail? Why else does Mrs. Puff have dark, questionable moments in the show? Why else would Mrs. Puff say I'm gonna move out of town and start my life over again? Why in the same season would they talk about the hooks, where Mr. Krabs explains the person is hooked, dragged up to the surface of the ocean, and sold at this gift shop as an ornament? Sounds like this happened to Mr. Puff. Mrs. Puff, you sick fuck.